In the melting pot of streetwear, certain designers and labels are often based on subcultures. Shawn Stussy, for example, started out in West Coast surf culture. Supreme's roots are in skateboarding. BAPE, well, they brought cartoonish Japanese aesthetic and a love of hip hop. But when it comes to punk rock, that's undercover all day. Undercover is driven by the motto, we make noise, not clothes. Jun Takahashi translates the subversion and disruption of punk rock into fashion, and some have called Undercover the best streetwear brand in Japan, if not the world. Today, Undercover is one of the legacy streetwear brands that have been around doing big things for years. But how did it all start? Let's find out. I'm Nate the Great from TakeFlight214.com, and this is the history of Undercover. But before we get started, don't forget to smash that like button. As I always say, liking and sharing the video is the best way to help us to continue to grow. And we can't do it without you guys who've been helping us so much this way, and we ask you to continue to support. But with that being said, let's jump right in. Jun Takahashi founded Undercover while still a student at Tokyo's Bunka Fashion College. An early friendship with Nigo, not Nigo, yes I know this for everybody that loves to comment on the BAPE video, but an early friendship with Nigo of Bathe and Ape fame resulted in Nowhere, a Tokyo boutique launched in 1993 that became the first showcase of Takahashi's talent and also ground zero for the second wave of Japan's fashion influence around the world. After seeing a Comme des Garçons show in the late 80s, Takahashi decided to make his own foray into fashion. But needing somewhere to sell his apparel, he opened up Nowhere in Tokyo's Harajuku district. And it would go on to become a vital base at the center of Japan's Yura Harajuku scene, or underground Harajuku, sort of like the Fairfax of the East. The store sold American memorabilia and vintage clothing, as well as items from its founders and their friends. Most notably among these was Takahashi's collaboration with Fragment Design's Hiroshi Fujihara, Anarchy Forever, Forever Anarchy, which was heavily influenced by punk designers. In 1994, Takahashi presented his first women's runway show, which actually caught the attention of Comme des Garçons founder, Rei Kawakubo. She bought an MA1 bomber jacket from the collection and they struck up a friendship. Kawakubo will become a key supporter of Undercover, eventually convincing Takahashi to present his works outside of Tokyo. Since its European debut, Undercover has experienced gradual yet steady growth in North America and Europe. The high cost of importing goods from Japan meant that Undercover rarely sold for its more accessible prices that Takahashi could sell for in his home country. But with the brand finding its place at high-end boutiques and remaining a relatively well-kept secret in Western markets. Street fashion collaboration first thrived in early 90s Yura Harajuku, with Takahashi working with virtually every big-name Japanese fashion streetwear brand since the beginning, including Fragment Design, Vism, Neighborhood, W-Taps, BAPE, Wacko Maria, Bounty Hunter, Mad Hectic, and more. Takahashi was also the first to collaborate with two streetwear artists who've become mainstays in the streetwear and fashion game, Futura and Cause. When Undercover and Supreme finally collaborated in early 2015, the end result didn't disappoint. Using the slogan, "Anarchy is the key," the collection combined the two brands' distinctive aesthetics with t-shirts, hoodies, button-ups, and other accessories. Familiar Undercover tropes such as the use of classic works of art, punk styles including bondage pants, and a head-screwed Grace version of the brand's teddy bear graphic. 18 months later, Supreme and Undercover collaborated on a second capsule collection. And whereas the first was geared more towards traditional skate and punk styles, the next one nodded to skinhead culture. And I know, but this was 2016, slightly before the whole outrage culture thing that we got going today. So at the time, not many people really minded. But boy, will some people lose their shit about that today. The collection offered Doc Martens because, of course, with all over anarchy symbols, an MA1 bomber jacket with backwards Generation FU text, and a wool overcoat with the anarchist A patch on the reverse. However, just to show that there was no hard feelings and it was all tongue-in-cheek, in 2018, Supreme and Undercover would swing the pendulum in a complete opposite direction, working with New York City hip-hop legends, Public Enemy, in a three-way collab. Mainstays such as puffers, hoodies, sweatpants, and button-ups were emblazoned with the Public Enemy graphics and including the artwork from the 1990s album, Fear of a Black Planet, the group's crosshair logo, and a photo of Chuck D outside the White House. Rounded off with all-over print Doc Martens, Public Enemy coin pouch, gold chain, and a rug, the collection was the brand's most expensive and ambitious collaboration yet. Undercover's relationship with Nike has been long and illustrious. Takahashi first connected with Nike in 2009 through his friendship with Fujiwara. The first collaboration, a three-way project between Undercover, Fragment Design, and Nike, was a special edition of the Match Classic. But fast forward to 2018, Undercover and Nike expand their collaborative horizons when the sportswear giant invite Takahashi to create 4 special editions of the new React Element 87 sneaker. Over the years, Undercover and Nike has had a very fruitful and ongoing relationship. The brand has been called by some, as I said earlier, the best streetwear brand ever, and that can be argued. Jun Takahashi started the brand in the early 90s with some of the greats that Japan had to offer, and over all this time, Undercover has maintained relevance. The Undercover story is a perfect case study in how to maintain shelf life in a game that washes brands out faster than a top-of-the-line Maytag. Jun Takahashi is a perfect example for young designers in how to both stay true to your artistic passion while innovating in a way that brings along your longtime fans with you in the journey. But what do you think? Are you a fan of Undercover? Would you say that they're the best streetwear brand ever? Hit us in the comment section and let us know. Also, if you haven't by now, don't forget to hit that like button. Liking and sharing the video is the best way to help us to continue to grow as a channel. We're almost at 2,000 likes as of dropping this video. 2,000 subs, as of dropping this video. And I really thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. And we try to continue to produce the best content for you on a weekly basis. So if you want to be updated every time we drop a new episode, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell. This way, you'll be dinged every time a new video drops. But with that being said, I'm Nate the Great from TakeFlight214.com. Until next time, signing out. Peace.